Welcome to Fart Talk with Dana
and Lex. Yo, what up? Welcome to Fart Talk. It's your girl, Lex, and I have a special guest joining me today. Please welcome Miss Alyssa Poteet. What's up, girl?
Hi! Oh my God! Thank you so much for having me, Lex. You know, it is a dream to be here on Fart Talk. I never thought we'd make it this far in life, but oh my God, what a blessing. I'm so ready.
I better forewarn you that most of the fans of the show do not really appreciate the mouth farts. They want like the real deal, which you don't have to do that if you're not comfortable. But at any time, if you feel like you got to let some gas out, this is a safe fart space.
That's really great to know. And believe me, if I have it, I definitely will. It's just such a disappointment. I would hate to, I've had a bad sharding experience in the past. So like, I don't know how, like, not like this show is worth the world, but is it worth me shitting my pants to force it? I don't know. We're going to see what we're inspired to do. Thankfully, you can't smell over the video podcast medium.
Some people might say otherwise. Some people might say unfortunately instead of thankfully.
That's true. I hear you can pay a lot of money for a nice lady or gentleman to just fart on your face. That's a market for sure.
Or a non-binary person. Let's not forget our alphabet friends. Sure. Yeah.
Basically anybody. I'm sure you could pay anyone. I'm sure you could pay my dog to fart on your face if you wanted to, and I would probably steal her money like any good child acting parent would.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I've been wanting to have you on the show because I feel like you are a lady friend of the fart. As far as your comedy style, you seem to be very authentic and, are vile and vulgar, and I love that about you, just unapologetically yourself. So I wanted to ask you, what was your upbringing like as a kid? Did you grow up in a family that was fart friendly, or did you start to become more open to flagellants in your adult life?
Oh my God, what a great question. On a lot of issues as well as the fart issue, my family was very divided. Like my dad is from a family of 10 kids in Indiana, super just like farts and burps and shit talking, and like there's just like nothing that's too gross or just out of line. It's just everything's always out there. And my mom is very much the opposite. My mom also kind of had her own humble upbringing or whatever, but my mom very much like she like listens to jazz and went to community college, so she tries to like leverage that to be fancy and like better than other people. So she's very much like, oh God, how dare you, and clutching her imaginary pearls. So we were at war over this issue during my whole childhood. It was a mess. It would be the freedom or clenching of the butthole and what team are you on, and you have to pick sides. So it's definitely a very relevant question. I myself definitely chose team who fucking cares. There's other things in life, you know what I mean? There's definitely bigger fish to fry, and I like to, just live my life by the words of our beloved Mr. Shrek. It is better out than in. I always say. Don't care.
Let us know in the comments if you are also on team don't give any more fucks.
Yeah, and I mean, especially because it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's no better power play than like letting one rip, and just like if people start to like get on the train of giving you eyes or just tacit social cues that are like, how dare you? But if you kind of like come back at them with like, what are you gonna do about it? It's like you won. You know what I mean? Like you just big dicked them. It's like like if you just refuse to be shamed, it's there's power in that. So
yeah, there is. There's a lot of power in that. So what's your current relationship status, Alyssa? Are you in a relationship? Are you single?
Oh my goodness, so many great questions that are bringing to my life. I actually have just entered into a relationship that we made public. Oh my gosh, I was my roommate, who is also a comedian. I've been living with him for years. We're in a sketch group, and while a lot of people have broken up over the pandemic, I was in the also other side of the camp of people who banged their roommates, and thankfully it turned out well because there's definitely a lot of ingredients in that recipe that could have caused for an unsavory disaster. But fortunately, that was not the case. And for the follow-up question that I assume is coming, yeah, there's no hiding of farts around each other.
Yeah. You assumed correctly. I usually don't like to assume. I usually don't like it when other people assume, but in this case, I really liked the assumption of the follow-up question.
I just had a feeling.
You get me, Alyssa. You get me. Well,
Well,
so
guess
we
what you
do.
really want to know.
That's what everyone wants to know. So we do play a little kind of game on the show. We like to try to broaden our vocabulary when it comes to flagelants. Like, flagelants can be misconceived as like a amateur thing, which whatever. Yeah, sure it can be, but I think farts brings everyone joy. But a while ago, one of our followers suggested, why don't we use different words instead of fart? So the fart phrase of this week is bake an air biscuit. So at any time, feel free to use it in a sentence.
To bacon air biscuit. I like that because, as with a fart, all baking and cooking really is just one big chemistry equation, right? So if it's like an air biscuit, I guess literally the air is your batter, but then the baking of it is the heat that you're propelling out of your butthole. That's an interesting way to wrap your mind around it. Yeah, no, I vibe with that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I feel like when I'm sleeping at night, I'm definitely baking a bunch of air biscuits and they come out in the morning.
Hey! Oh, I love it. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic, especially because then even to extend the metaphor, you have the whole oven going on, and so then you can have just a whole tray lined up, ready to all be released at once in your lovely bakery that is your morning life. How exciting! Did someone come up with that, or did you come up with that?
There's this awesome book that we found. Well, actually, it was gifted to us by one of our fans a while ago, and it's called by the Art Brothers. It's like I forgot exactly, but there's a whole like chapter in the back of like a glossary of words that you can use instead of the word fart. So yeah, every week we do a new word.
I'm glad that there's other people out there doing this sort of important work that I just don't have the patience for. This is that and climate change research. I'm glad that there are people out there just sitting at their desks coming up with these things for us to
It's
enjoy.
God's work, it really is. Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. So I've been lately I call myself a flexitarian. I go on and off vegetarian and vegan diets, and I've been
Oh
doing
yeah.
kind of like mostly vegetarian. Well, I mean mostly vegan, but I haven't been like, if I happen to get something that has cheese on it, I'll have cheese. But I had some vegetarian tacos today with cheese on them, and I was just baking some air biscuits all
Do you
day. Yeah.
do you have any because I feel like it's one of those like people that actually are and like self-label as lactose intolerant, I find very brave because they're willing to like go and look at the thing that they love most and just admit this weird form of self-sabotage to themselves. I myself refuse to look into the matter because I have been told multiple times that people close to me have suspected my lactose intolerancy. What does cheese just fuck you up? Like, where are you at with that?
Well, it depends on the kind of cheese. I feel like usually mozzarella, like the white cheeses, like are okay. Like I can do like, Fontina, mozzarella, Munster, but like those aged cheeses, like medium cheddar, sharp cheddar, like when you start getting into some of the cheddars, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, so
Mhm.
dang. so dank.
Mhm. Very
Yes.
dank is the word for sure.
And even just like especially because you mentioned going kind of like transitioning on and off like a vegan diet. I remember I was vegan for a little while. I stopped because I went through a breakup and decided I was either going to turn to drugs or bacon, and I chose bacon. But like I remember getting onto that shit, man. It's like it's no joke. I was just like liquid pooping and baking air biscuits all day long, just
Yeah.
constantly. And you're like, this is healthier. This is healthy. Okay, sure. This looks otherwise, but I'm not a scientist. Who do I trust? I don't know.
I mean, it's hard, we've been doing a lot of research on just the science behind a fart. We've had some pretty professional people that we had a licensed hydrocolonic professional come on. Yeah.
So Colin being like
Hydro.
colon and Hydra being like the fluids that pass within.
It's
Like, I've
kind of
never heard of
like,
that
have
in
you ever
my life.
had like a hydrofacial before?
Oh, okay. No, that sounds nice though.
Yeah, it's like it exfoliates your skin and they have like water flushing. So they put like this wand in your butt. It's kind of like getting like a colonic, but then it like flushes water
Oh,
and fluid through it to like clean
oh,
out
I
your
have heard of this. It's to like get all the crap out of you, literally, to just
yeah.
flush. Yeah. Okay, so they would know what they're talking about. What were the findings? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy like cleaning out your intestines, like how good it is for you and there's lots of different information about what a fart really means, like we're not really supposed to do it at all or
At all?
yeah, or it means that
Oh
we ate
no.
something bad. I don't know.
Who do I call? There's lots of problems over here. Oh man. This is
I don't
no
know.
good.
So sometimes I feel like farts are very joyful, but it's like, okay, well, is it wrong? Is it a sin to fart? I don't know. Do I need to ask God for forgiveness every time I bake an air biscuit?
If it's wrong, do we want to be right?
I don't.
Taking years off of our life? Like I don't know. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Oh my goodness. So the new relationship, the farts are happening. You're not hiding those from one another.
Oh no. It's because honestly, my previous relationship, I God, I was sick too. Just to disclose, so it wasn't like I was this stupid. I will not let anyone in the comments be like, "How did she not know?" Okay, but I thought I had to fart, and I was spooning
Uh-huh.
with my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, my previous relationship, right? And long story, yeah, it was not a fart. It was a very liquefied bowel movement, and
Mm.
I'm naked. This is my own home. I'm not, so I didn't like shit my pants. I shit all over this man, and I didn't even know at the time, because in my mind I was like, oh, I let that fart out. That felt really good. Wow. Okay. Cool. And then he's like, babe, did you just shit? And I'm just like, oh my fucking god. So like after that, it's like I'm not going back to stage one of doing the song and dance. Like we've just gotten
Yeah.
too far in. Like even
Yeah.
though it's a new person, it's like at this point, like we took it very slow. We were very like cautious to get into things. So like at the point when like we were like ready and felt good about pulling the trigger, it's like we're not pretending anymore. Like,
Yeah, just mask off. Mask off, face mask off, butt mask off. Speaking of sharding, do you have any cats, Alyssa?
no, I have a little dog named Tammy. No cats. Why do cats have like a sharding issue? That
So I've had cats my entire life, and the other day was the first experience I ever had with my boy cat. He's the first boy cat I've ever had, and
oh
he
nice.
totally sharded on my leg.
Oh my god, because you heard a noise. You verified
No,
the shark
mm-mm.
combo with
It wasn't
the
even a noise. It wasn't even a noise. So he was laying in my lap and he was going to town on his balls, which he does all the time. He's always licking his balls.
as
And
if they
I,
could. That's why they can't, because that's all they would do. Yes, totally.
yeah, yeah. So he gets up and jumps down off my lap and I notice there's a wet spot on my pants and it's kind of brown and I'm like, "What is that?" And I smell it. It's totally like ass juice.
Oh, so the juiciness of it was what indicated to you that it was an accidental shart instead of him just shitting on your leg.
Yeah.
Okay, got you,
It
got
was
you.
like very watery
Oh,
and
poor baby. Oh,
yeah.
ugh. Well, some people say it's wrong to say that men are shitty, but I would argue the evidence is there.
The evidence is there. I mean, I remember growing up when my mom would do laundry and she'd be like, "Look at your father's underwear. There's shit stains in it."
That I will never understand because that means that because who doesn't like look when they wipe? You know what I mean? To make I feel like you got to take a little glance, and so that means if you're getting shit stains in your underwear, that means you wiped your ass, still saw shit, and we're like, that's the last one. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Eh,
Or their eyes are just going, or just like none of
yeah.
them can.
Or maybe they're just like not wiping quite well enough, and then when they sweat, like this.
Oh, they're not getting the pressure into the
Yeah.
butthole.
Or they're not using wet
Oh,
wipes.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's
You guys should be. How have you not gotten sponsored by butt wipes by this
I
point?
know,
That's
right?
a
Dude
business.
wipes. Dude
Dude,
wipes.
is that a brand of asshole?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that would sell. That would 100% sell. Not
It would.
men wouldn't buy them. Their freaking wives would buy them. I feel like be like, oh, honey, look at this. Now let's do your own laundry. It'll be good.
Does your husband not wipe his ass good enough? Are you tired of shit stains in his boxers and underwear? Well, get him dude wipes.
It's amazing because it's like, could you imagine if dudes were wearing thongs? Like how far that little string will get shoved up your ass? Like, yeah, and yet somehow I kind of like have gotten out of thongs myself in terms of personal preference, but I have never, when I wear them, look at it and go like, oh, this is full of shit. Like, how do your loose ass male underwear get rubbed into the wedge of your asshole? Like, it's fascinating.
It is quite fascinating. I don't understand. I've been obsessed with like baby wipes for, I don't know, like if I don't have a baby wipe, if I have to take a shit in public and I don't have a baby wipe, I'm going to make a baby wipe out of paper
With
towels and
water?
soap. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I know I have to poop, I'm at the sink, I'm getting some paper towels, I'm wetting them with soap, I'm like making handmade baby wipes.
That's the difference between the male and the female psyche. In general, I know gender is a construct and all that shit, but just generally speaking, I feel like that difference right there, foresight. Damn it. Foresight. If you lean more towards the feminine side of the spectrum, that's your difference. Foresight, damn it. Like
I agree. Oh my goodness. Well, Alyssa, thanks so much for coming on. You have you have a show coming up, correct?
oh my goodness, yes, I am making my headlining debut at Flappers Comedy Club this Saturday evening at 9 p.m. in the room called the Yoo-Hoo Room. They're a themed club, so everyone's wearing, that's why they're called Flappers. They're based on the 20s because you can't just go see comedy. What's the comedy without a theme? So let's get behind it, get into it. If you're looking for something to do in the LA area, come on by. It'll be great.
Yes, Alyssa is very funny. We got the pleasure. I put like 3 S's in your name. We had the pleasure of performing together at the Portland Comedy Festival a couple years ago. That was super fun.
Yeah, I'm so bummed we didn't get to go again, like with the whole everything, It's just it'll be nice to see you in real life. I know it's been like ships passing in the night when we've been in the same cities for comedy and all this stuff, and the pandemic's gotten everything really crazy. But like, sorry, I just wanted to rudely interrupt you to tell you how much I love you as well.
I love you too. We will see each other again soon. I'm actually going to be performing at the Burbank Comedy Festival in August at Flappers.
Nice.
So I will be back.
Here.
Yeah. And make sure you give Alyssa a follow on IG at Complete Poteet. Does anyone ever call you Little Miss Poteet?
Yeah, it would be, of course they do. I mean, right? Like, oh, you're petite and you're petite. And like, you're brilliant, sir.
Real original, Chad.
Yeah, right. Yeah, replace every like passive aggressive sir with Chad, and it somehow works. Yeah, totally.
And Alyssa, if you ever want to send fart videos to me, feel free. I will post them on our Patreon. You guys can get bonus content and merch on our Patreon. Feel free to check that out.
I got them all out. I feel so stupid for getting them all out before we did this, but now that I know, you're welcome. I got you.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, and everybody, we will see you next week. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.